As I gazed at the person I once thought I knew, she stood there, waiting for a reaction, expecting me to erupt, to demand answers, to fight for her. But in that moment, I came to a realization. There was nothing left to fight for. So I didn't. I got up, grabbed my keys, and said just one word. Okay. Then I walked away. No shouting, no accusations, no desperate attempts to fix something already shattered beyond repair. I vanished. I packed a bag, left the apartment we once shared, and disappeared from her life as if she had never existed in mine. I didn't call, didn't text, didn't look back. Instead, I rebuilt myself, new city, new job, new life. At first, she consumed my thoughts, the way she laughed, the way she used to hold my hand, as if she never wanted to let go. But then, I remember the way she looked at me that night, like I was nothing more than an inconvenience, something she needed to discard. And just like that, the pain turned into determination. I refused to be the guy who begged. She had made her choice, and I had made mine. But then, a year later, she found me. It started with a text, a number I didn't recognize. "We need to talk." I stared at the screen, my chest tightening. I knew who it was. I had erased her number, but some things you don't forget. I could have ignored it, blocked her, kept living my life as if she were nothing more than a ghost from my past. But curiosity is a strange thing. So I replied, "Why?" Minutes later, my phone buzzed again. "I just need to see you. Please." She didn't deserve a second of my time. She didn't deserve anything from me. But I wanted to see it. The regret, the weight of her choices. So, against my better judgment, I agreed to meet her. When I walked into the cafe, I barely recognized her. She sat there, hands wrapped around a cup of coffee she hadn't touched. Her shoulders slumped, her face hollow from sleepless nights. This wasn't the carefree woman who once told me she needed something new. This was someone drowning in regret. Her lips parted when she saw me, as if searching for the right words. She swallowed hard. "You look good," she whispered. I smirked. "I know." Her eyes flinched at my cold response. I needed to see you," she murmured, her voice hesitant. "I've thought about you every single day." I leaned back, arms crossed. "Really?" I raised an eyebrow. "Because the day I walked out, I don't think you gave me a second thought." She shook her head quickly, her hands trembling. "I made a mistake," she admitted, her voice quivering. "I thought I wanted something else. I thought—" She exhaled, staring down at the table. "I don't even know what I was thinking. But when you left, I realized." She hesitated, then met my gaze. "I threw away the best thing in my life." She reached across the table, her fingers trembling. "Please," she whispered, "just tell me there's a chance." For the first time, I smiled, because I finally understood she was drowning in the regret she had created. She had been so certain that I would come crawling back, that I would be waiting for her like some forgotten keepsake she could reclaim whenever she pleased. But I hadn't. And now, she was the one sitting here, desperate for something that no longer existed. I let the silence stretch between us, watching as the confidence in her eyes faded, replaced with something else. Desperation. She wanted me to say something, anything, that could undo the past. But I had nothing left to give her. Finally, I leaned forward, resting my hands on the table. "You wanted freedom," I said calmly. "You got it." Her breath hitched. She knew what was coming. "I know," she whispered, tears slipping down her face. But I didn't know what I was losing. I exhaled slowly, shaking my head. "That's the problem," I said. "You only realized my worth once I was gone." I paused, locking eyes with her. "And now it's too late." Her face crumbled. She opened her mouth, ready to beg, to plead, to fight for me. But I was already standing. I pulled out some cash, tossed it onto the table, and met her gaze one last time. "Take care of yourself," I said simply. And just like I had a year ago, I walked away. Only this time, she was the one left behind.